Hey guys, Crystal Grace here, and welcome to this pickacard reading, which is all about how are you currently being viewed or how others are seeing you at this time. 3 piles to choose from. We have pile number 1, heal old patterns. Pile number 2, we have dance with change. And pile number 3, we have seeds will sprout, flowers will bloom. A quick disclaimer while you're connecting with one of the imageries or one of the cards. If this reading does begin to trigger you in any way, please trust I did not sit here and set those intentions. So please click off the reading and have a nice day. So with that said, let's get into it. Let's see how you are currently being viewed. Pile 1, welcome to your reading. Queen of Cups just flew out as I'm trying to shuffle. So those of you who chose Amberella, heal old patterns, card number 4. So you may need to do some healing around your root chakra, with the color red being a significant color here, and maybe the sacral as well. They could actually, for some of you, be more overactive than underactive. You have very nice eyes, and I definitely think with the Queen of Cups sort of jumping out there, I definitely feel like we've got the healers of the group here, of the audience. So maybe you could have absorbed some negative energy, negative feelings of others around you that I'm hearing you may need to eradicate from your energy. So show us how pile 1 is being viewed. I feel like someone's stuck on you is what I feel. We do have the Justice. It was in reverse. We're going to read reversals. All right, I'll fix that camera angle. Alrighty, so we've obviously got strong Virgo, Taurus, Libra energy, Scorpio energy as well. So how are you being viewed? I think with the 8 of Pentacles, it's obviously a self-explanatory card, especially the imagery. But obviously we've got some hardworking individuals, or at least that's how you are being viewed. You're a person who puts in the effort when it comes to relationships. You're the person who goes to work and actually does the work as well here. I feel like you're being viewed as somebody who's very focused on a goal. You're definitely being viewed as somebody who's, definitely willing to put in the work here or the work that's needed in order to achieve whatever it is you're working on. I feel like you're being viewed as somebody who's always made the right employment decisions for yourself as well. Definitely when it comes to monetary reasons as well. Like you may be a person who's jumped from job to job in order to acquire more financial wealth is what I'm hearing. You're not afraid to get your hands dirty is what I feel here. Now, the Justice in reverse in regards to how you're being viewed. Maybe some of you, there's been some kind of unfair outcome for you recently, and you're being viewed as somebody that has had something happen to them which people are viewing to be quite unfair. This could be something that happened in your past or something currently happening. If that doesn't resonate, then you could be somebody being viewed who's recently or has made decisions before, and it could be the reason behind that is because you ignored the truth or made poor judgments about a person. Some of you could be a little bit imbalanced, maybe when it comes to your love life at this time, and people are viewing you as like somebody who's got some kind of imbalance. It could even be the fact that, you've recently broken up with somebody and people are viewing you as viewing that situation as it being unfair with how things unfolded or how things ended with a person here. I definitely feel like with the Justice in reverse, people are viewing some of you, just if the message resonates, it does. Like if anything unfortunate has recently happened, basically this card is just acknowledging people are viewing you in that light, like something unfortunate has recently happened to you. And it could have created an imbalance with you. There could be something a bit off center with you at this time, and people are just viewing that you seem to be showing signs of some kind of imbalance. And that's fine. Like, especially if you've just broken up with somebody that you didn't think you were going to be broken up with. Of course, it like creates an imbalance within us. I I definitely feel like with the Seven of Cups, like if that relationship energy is resonating, like, you know, they view you as somebody that is still a person who's got a lot of options to choose from. Like there's many options for you, especially when it comes to work with the Eight of Pentacles coming out. I think people view you as somebody who's pretty lucky when it comes to opportunities, very lucky when it comes to options. But they may view you as somebody who's still quite confused or unsure about the next steps in life. Could be the next steps in career, next steps in relationships, right? But the Seven of Cups also tells me somebody could be viewing some of you like you're refusing to see a situation for what it is. And I kind of feel like somebody's viewing you as somebody that isn't believing the truth. Like you're choosing not to believe the truth about a situation or a person. And I feel this person's very upset. So it could be a best friend. It could be a parent. Like, why can't pile one see that this person is no good for them? You know, why are they holding on to something that doesn't want to hold on to them, is what I'm hearing. So there's a lot kind of going on here, I feel. And I think the energy coming through are people who genuinely care for you. The Hierophant talks about obviously, you know, high level commitment, people acting with integrity. So people are definitely viewing you as somebody who acts with integrity or dates with integrity. So you only date for serious intent. People could be viewing you as somebody who's only focused on dating, you know, dating to lead to marriage as well here. I think you're being viewed as somebody who's very traditional and very conservative, somebody who, you know, really values their morals and their values, right, and their beliefs as well here. I also feel like you're being viewed as somebody who holds relationships in high regard. Like if somebody doesn't want to date with marriage or date with serious intent, you don't want anything to do with them. So there's sort of that energy there. There's something about courtship here. So people could be viewing you as somebody that they want to pursue a courtship with. Fools rush in is a message coming through here. So you could be viewed as somebody that could have been a fool in the past and you sort of rushed into relationships. And others of you, you're being viewed as somebody like where people can't rush towards you because you'll pull your energy back. Like there's this standoff energy. I see the Seven of Wands. So lots of like boundaries or a wall there. Like people can't just sort of come at you half-heartedly is what I'm picking up here, or at least that's how you're being viewed. And then to close out the reading with the Six of Pentacles in reverse, how you're being viewed. Yeah, I just feel like you're being viewed as somebody who's either endured a lot of unrequited experiences, or you're being viewed as somebody where you won't put up with unrequited feelings. Like if somebody's not going to put both feet into a connection with you, you don't want to be involved in that. Others of you could be viewed as somebody that is the person who always gives more in a relationship than other people. And like you're viewed as somebody therefore who's always taken for granted. Because the Six of Pentacles is my breadcrumbing card, right? So I definitely feel like, and it's also a card in the reversal that talks about imbalance. So these cards are talking about some kind of imbalance here. And it could be the fact that they view you as somebody who has imbalance within themselves because people pursue you, but they only pursue you with unrequited feelings. So they don't see long-term goals with you. They see short-term. So like fleeting romances, some of you are being viewed as you've had a lot of them, or that seems to be what people offer you. Yeah, but I definitely feel like taken for granted. People view you as somebody who's been taken for granted in your relationships, maybe even at work as well here. So that's what we've got for you today. Let us know if that resonated, and we'll see you next time. Bye. Pile 2, welcome to your reading. Those of you who chose Dance with Change, Aspen Princess. You could be somewhere really cold right now because she has quite a little red nose. You have beautiful lips and beautiful eyes and nice eyebrows here. So how is pile 2 currently being viewed? We are reading reversals for this reading today. King of Pentacles. Self-made. Page of Cups, Page of Swords, and the moon in reverse. Okay. Alrighty. I think I just pulled my back out. Quick shout outs for sign placements, star sign placements. We've got obviously strong Virgo, Leo energy here. We have Libra. What else do we have? We've just got the water elements and air elements with the 2 pages. And then the moon energy is Pisces energy. So you don't have to resonate with those sign placements. Take it as it is. But they could be the sign placements of the people that we're checking in on how you're being viewed. So King of Pentacles, right? You're definitely being viewed as somebody who's very stable, very grounded. You could be being viewed as somebody who's very dedicated to material wealth or financial abundance as well here. Some of you could be viewed as somebody who is an ideal person to build a long-term connection with because you are a dedicated partner, or at least you're being viewed as somebody who would be a dedicated partner. You could even also being viewed as somebody who's seeking a loyal partner at this time, somebody who's stable, grounded, somebody you can depend on, or even being viewed as somebody who's looking for a more of a mature suitor as opposed to somebody younger. You're definitely mature here, maybe more mature for your age as well with the King of Pentacles. If you haven't acquired your wealth yet, people are viewing you as somebody who is on the path to acquiring wealth, right? So I think that's quite a positive perception of you at this time. Two of Pentacles, 2 of Swords in reverse. I would say you're being viewed as somebody who has some kind of decision to be made, or you've already made a decision, one that required you to take some time to really analyze what you were going to do next. Or maybe you're being viewed as somebody who doesn't just make decisions lightly. You're a person who actually needs some time to process the pros and the cons about what you're going to do next. You could also being viewed with the 2 of Swords in reverse as somebody who's opening up their heart at this time. You could have been really closed off to love, and now all of a sudden you feel like you're ready to put yourself out there. You're no longer unsure, you're no longer refusing to decide whether you want to be in a relationship or not in a relationship. It could even have something to do with specific a matter. Somebody could be viewing you as somebody that you're no longer unsure whether you want to be with them or not be with them. Maybe you were in energy before where you were refusing to decide, and all of a sudden you've kind of woken up one day. And it could even be the fact that you're viewed as somebody, that you take a while to make a decision is all I feel. And I do see the Knight of Pentacles in my third eye. So I think people feel kind of safe in your energy pile too, because you don't just make your mind up on the spot. You put time in it. They respect your decision when you actually finally come to one, because I feel like it does take you a while to make your mind up. You could be very indecisive at times. Page of Cups tells us people view you as somebody who's quite sensitive, very genuine, right? Even maybe wears their heart on their sleeve. But I do feel like you wear it on your sleeve only for people who you've grown to have a special bond with or have a solid bond with, is what I hear. You could be really hard to break the ice with at first, but once people have built that trust up with you, you're like a solid friend, a solid lover. If you are pursuing anyone at this time, maybe the Page of Cups is suggesting that they're viewing you as somebody where they're at the beginning stages of a romantic connection with you. For others of you, this card can talk about sincere apologies or sending a message that leads to more through apologizing as well. So somebody could be viewing you as somebody who will sincerely apologize all the time, but it may come in the form of messages. I don't know. I think somebody wants, if you're messaging anyone at this time and maybe there's potential there, but you're not sure, I kind of feel like the Page of Cups for you, somebody's viewing you as they're messaging you hoping that it leads to more or something. Or maybe if you're messaging them, they could be viewing you as somebody that is messaging them because you want it to lead to more. Just be mindful. Page of Cups can be an emotional, immature person. So that person could be emotionally immature, but you'll know if that resonates with your situation or not. This person could be trying to play hard to get, is what I'm hearing, and they could be a lot younger than you. I think they fear you or feel intimidated by you. Page of Swords. Well, it is a very witty energy. Like you could be viewed as somebody who's very witty, like your comebacks are really quick. You're a very curious person. You ask people questions that most people don't ask when they're telling stories. So you could be sort of like a curious cat here. I also feel with the Page of Swords, you're being viewed as somebody who only is interested in open and honest conversations. Like if people can't be open and honest with you, you don't tend to want to waste your time with them. And I also feel like intelligence is very important to you, or at least this is how you're being viewed. Like if people aren't talking from a place of intelligence, you kind of cut them off, or you're disinterested, is what I feel like. You start thinking about other things if people can't keep you intellectually engaged, is how you are being viewed here. So I think that's kind of cool, right? I think you hold intelligence quite at a high regard here. And you may be a person that's viewed as somebody who gets kind of bored with surface level conversations. Like you like learning from people around you. So you like to kind of maybe surround yourself with people who have goals, right? King of Pentacles definitely would resonate with that. And then we've got the Moon in reverse. It can kind of talk about you could be viewed as somebody where maybe your secrets are being revealed at the moment and people are kind of like maybe shocked to learn like you do certain things or you think a certain way here. I also feel like you're being viewed as like people have recently learned something about you that may have brought them more clarity about who you are and maybe why you act the way you have. You could be viewed as somebody who used to ignore their intuition, or maybe you currently are ignoring your intuition. That kind of comes back into that Two of Swords energy. But it's a card that can talk about self-deception. So you could be viewed as somebody who may put themselves down, like you may not feel comfortable in your body is what I'm hearing. Like, and you have a beautiful body, but self-deception for me is like somebody is deceiving, like not seeing their value, not seeing their worth. So there could be people around you who hate the fact that you don't see how amazing you are. You don't see exactly what you're bringing to the table here. So maybe some self-love work may need to be done there. But that's what I've got for you guys. Let me know if that resonated, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Pile 3, welcome to your reading. So those of you who chose Aspen, no, that's pile 2's thing. My bad. Ostara, seeds will sprout, flowers will bloom. This is your reading. You may have a thing for rabbits. Maybe rabbit, you could have been the year of the rabbit. Some of you could love the color blue. Throat chakra is definitely coming through here with a lot of blue here. Frangipanies might be one of your favorite flowers. Dragon fruit for some reason. I don't know, spirit animal might be rabbit, so it's something that you might want to go on Google, like spiritual meaning of rabbit might have a special message for you today. So we are accepting reversals for this reading. So, oh, Jesus. I don't know if your energy could be a little bit all over the place here. Or it's mine. How is pile 3 being viewed? Alrighty. So the Six of Swords did pop out. It did want to come out. So we've got Queen of Swords, so obviously strong Libra, Virgo energy here. We have the Eight of Cups, which is Pisces energy. Capricorn with the Four of Pentacles. We have Six of Swords, which is Aquarius energy. And then, yeah, strong Capricorn energy with the Four of Pentacles and the Devil card. So I feel like with the Queen of Swords, it's not the best way to be being viewed, but it doesn't necessarily mean you're being viewed as very manipulative or vindictive at the moment. You could be being viewed as somebody who's like where people can come and manipulate you or be in that energy themselves. Some of you, you know, you could be just being viewed as somebody who has been on the receiving end of a lot of manipulators, right? Where people just actively or proactively act very vindictive towards you. Some of you could be being viewed as a bad communicator here. So that, yeah, hopefully like you're going to know if that resonates or not. So I think maybe something has recently happened which has sort of maybe created some kind of like imbalance in your energy. You could have been somebody, or you could be viewed as somebody who's very rational, very guarded, you know, but at the same time, something may have happened that sort of like fucked with your energy a bit. And maybe that's all people are thinking about. You could be very cutthroat, like don't fuck with me. Like people view you as somebody that can't be messed with as well here. Like, because the Queen of Swords will not hold back. Ooh. So you could be viewed as somebody that speaks their mind and you don't care if it hurts people's feelings because you have endured a lot of manipulation and people acting in very low vibrational energies towards you over the years, over the decades. So you're sort of in this Queen of Swords energy, which is like, do not fuck with me. Some of you may even conjure negative energies towards people who do try and fuck with you, and people view you as that. Don't fuck with pile 3 because you will get fucked on by spirits. Like that's very like intimidating energy. You know, and when people like try and bring you down about doing that, well, I kind of feel like you're viewed as somebody who says, but they shouldn't do bad things, right? Like you get what you get because you act a certain way. So you're I feel like very rigid in that energy. And I feel like that's all people are picking up with there. 8 of Cups, you're probably viewed as somebody who's walked away from a lot of relationships, situations that did not serve your highest good. Like if something was not fulfilling you, then you walk away. Like people view you as somebody who has no issue walking away from shitty experiences or shitty people in order to find new experiences or new people that will bring fulfillment, especially when it comes to love. I feel like you're viewed as somebody who's had a lot of romantic experiences which required you to move on because those people could have been manipulative, condescending even. Some of you could be viewed with this 8 of Cups as somebody who's on a very strong spiritual path as well here. Like you're on a journey of self-discovery and you're very focused on yourself. So I do see 9 of Pentacles in my third eye. So single life is something that you're really tapping into at this time for some of you, and you have no interest whatsoever to be tied down or pursuing a romantic connection here with this 8 of Cups. So yeah, I really like that. Like, I think you're being viewed in high regard. Like, I know that Queen of Swords energy may have felt like you're not. I do believe you are being viewed in high regard. Like, 4 of Pentacles. Now, for some of you, people could view you as somebody where you're holding on to something that you need to finally release. It could be a partner or it could have been a situation. So, therefore, you could be like guarding or protecting yourself to a degree where some people view that as like it's probably too much and maybe you need to release something. You could be viewed as closed off. 4 of Pentacles would indicate that, but I feel like you're closed off in that similar energy of like that Queen of Swords. So you could be viewed as somebody who's not interested in getting to know people, you know, and that could be because you're like, because of that Eight of Cups energy, you've had to walk away. I think you have really good discernment and intuition here, and people may not be aware of that. So you may have people pursuing you, like for friendships, relationships, but they might try and add you on social media and you just leave, you don't add them. So I feel like for some of you, got stranger danger here. So please trust your discernment because you're accurate. You've got people trying to befriend you, maybe to try and side rail you here, especially like your exes, new partners, that sort of energy is what I'm picking up. You have people definitely spying on you. They definitely want to know what's up. You also have people in your friend list on your social media that aren't they are filtering information from your social media back to certain people. But I think you would know if that resonates or not. And I do believe some of you do it intentionally to piss people off. Six of Swords, how you're being viewed. I don't know. I do feel like for some of you, you're ready for a fresh start, or you're ready for some kind of new start, because you've moved on from something. Like it's definitely a card like you're trying to get away from bullshit, from snakes. You no longer want to like dabble in low vibrational energies is what I'm hearing. Maybe you're being viewed as somebody that wants to take a journey towards a stable partner, or you are finally ready for a stable relationship as well here. Some of you could be traveling, like moving, and you're being viewed as somebody who is leaving the nest. So that could be like, you could be living with your parents and you're being viewed as somebody who's returned somewhere where it wasn't that great, but you did it in order to get ahead. Yeah, I also feel like I'm hearing you don't have any issues moving on. Like you've had so many new beginnings and endings that you have no issue. Once people start acting up or bringing the drama, I feel like you're viewed as somebody who just moves on. Like your cut-off game is just like, I'm going to cut them off and I'm out of here, because you don't have the patience or the time for it, is what I'm hearing. Like you'd rather go on a journey by yourself than a journey with somebody who's just going to traumatize your life when it comes to romance and even friendships as well. Like you have no issue pretending people don't exist, is what I'm hearing, especially the people who bring drama. I feel like people aren't actually aware of how intuitive you are. You could be clairaudient. You may not even realize you're clairaudient, but I actually am hearing like people are totally misunderstand your psychic abilities, is what I'm hearing. They don't think you're psychically connected, is what I'm hearing. So they've got no idea about the skills that you have or the information you acquire about them. So you still probably attract a lot of people who want to run game on you, but you can already feel that energy, so you don't pursue that. And then to close out your reading with the Devil, how you're being viewed. It could be the fact you're viewed as somebody who has dealt with a lot of unhealthy connections here, or like people get obsessed with you is also like, I feel like toxic influence is coming through. People might view you as somebody where they feel like you're a toxic influence because they get obsessed with you. And I think they get obsessed with you is because you're not hard to access. You're hard to reach, is what I'm hearing. I see like this sort of short person in my third eye trying to reach for the top shelf. Like you're up here on the top shelf, pile 3, and you're not easy to access. And I think a lot of people are intimidated by you, but they're not sure why they're intimidated by you. And then you've got other smart ass people who are very manipulative, very vindictive, trying to access you, but you don't allow that access, is what I'm hearing. So I think they try with this Devil card. You might have people trying to paint you in a bad light. I actually feel like people find you very tempting. I think you have a very strong sexual energy. So you could be viewed at this time as somebody where people would blow up their relationships, their marriages, because they feel very drawn to you, like obsessed. Others of you could be viewed as somebody who has like old attachments to people or situations that are currently causing problems in your current, especially if like you've been cheated on. You could be viewed as somebody that's bringing in past treatments of suitors into new relationships, and that could be why you're unable to like move on, or like why you act a certain way here. I just kind of feel like you're viewed as somebody, once people cross paths with you, they never stop thinking about you. And I think it confuses a lot of people, to be fair. But that is what I've got for you. Let me know if that resonated, and I'll see you next time. Bye.